me see your scar.
Sorry, my arms are really ashy, but it goes from here all the way up. Yeah, like, my arms too tight because I'm so fat, but it goes all the way up to right here.
How did he do that?
So I was, it's a really crazy story, but so these ones right here, I was in the back seat of a car and he turned around and did it like that. But, I was sitting in the room and he, like, took, like, I don't know exactly how big it was, but he, like, I was trying to, like, run, and I stood up and I kind of made it worse because I kind of put my arm into it. And so that's why it's so deep. But then he started freaking out and put me in the back seat and was like, don't leak all over my shit. And the whole back, it was flooded with blood. And that's when I had to use the fake name at the whole hospital. And as crazy as it sounds, the fake name went through. He probably had that planned. But
and the hospital didn't call the cops?
They did call the cops because they said, this is not adding up. Like, this type of is not adding up with this story. And so the cops, and I was so tired because I hadn't slept, because I was never allowed to, that every time they wake me up, they thought I was, like, super high, but I was so tired that I could barely keep my eyes open. So when I lay down on the bed to, like, do my temperature or whatever, I was sleeping. They were like, are you okay? Like, and anytime the cops came in there and they woke me up, they're like, what happened? And I was like, with what? And I was just so out of it. They were just like, what, are you high? And I'm like, no, I'm just tired. I'm like, I can't sleep or whatever. And at that point, I was awake for almost 3 weeks straight. And so, and it was so crazy. But
how did he do it with a knife or what?
Yeah, it was just like, it wasn't like a normal knife. It was like a really big one, but it was almost like it wasn't like a what are those knives called? Like the switchblades or whatever. It was like those like big old lethal knives. Like, and he'd always talk shit, yeah, but he would never really, I never really thought he was gonna do it. I always thought he was just like, when you have a belt and you're like, I'll beat your ass, like, you better do what you're supposed to. Yeah. I kind of thought that, I'm like, this nigga's really gonna kill me. So, and he had no problem, like.
What was he tripping on that day?
Because at the time, this particular thing is I turned down a certain fetish or whatever, like it was like a no condom thing. And for a date, and I said, I'm not gonna do that, there's no fucking way. He said, yes you will. And because he was getting paid more, like a lot more. Yeah. And so, that's great for you because that's not gonna benefit me but probably get me fucking some kind of disease. And I refused to do it, and I was like, you could beat me, you could kill me, I'm not doing it. And I was terrified too when he came back in the room. I was so scared that I was like, okay, I'll do it, and it was too late because it's too late. So it was crazy, but at least I didn't lose my arm or my life over it, but I still somewhat stood my ground.
Where's he at currently right now? Like what state?
He's in Nevada at the Department of Corrections. So
they gave him 2 life sentences?
That's what I was told. Because anything to do with him, there's actually kind of a spin on this story I forgot to add. My daughter is my only child is his child too. So that's the crazy.
How old is your daughter right
now? She's 2. She's gonna be 3. January 1st. So yeah. And it's like that's a whole nother thing that goes on in my head. Is like, what do I tell her one day? Like.
Yeah, when she gets old enough, what are you gonna tell her? Like.
I have no idea.
What if she wants to get to know her dad? Would you allow that or not?
I can never I want to, and my mom is even like, fuck no, I don't know legally, I think that he can't get any, he has sex trafficking, he has to be a registered sex offender, and he's going to be in there forever. So, I don't really feel like me personally, my real dad beat the shit out of my mom and broke her leg, and nothing near what he did to me, but just that little stuff, I knew him hurting my mom. I had never had an interest in talking to him, have never talked to him to this day. He's reached out to me. I have no respect for anybody who has ever, like, violated or hurt my mom's feelings, or, you know what I mean? Like, because I go hard for my mom. Like, that's my mom. Like, she brought me in this world, and I don't give a fuck who it is. Like, I don't care if you're my sperm donor. Like, you don't fuck with my mom. So, and I hope my daughter's that way, like me, but if she's not, like, I'm not going to be upset with her because everybody's curious, so I wouldn't be upset with her. But I would tell her everything that's the truth, you know. I wouldn't add anything to it to make her hate him or whatever. I mean, but only time will tell what happens. I mean, maybe you'll get an interview on that one day. 10 years, 15 years, 18 years.
Are you trying to go back to California or not?
I'm actually supposed to go into Crossroads tomorrow.
Is that where all your family stays in California right now?
No, Crossroads is a rehab out here. But my family stays in Nevada right now. And I actually went to jail because of the blues. It's another thing. You'll catch a whole criminal history and never be able to get a real job, or it's just fucked up. The blues are just the fucking domino effect on everything. Every subject of your life, it will hit and it will take it out. And until it's too late, it's just like you can't even try to even stop it, you know. And so I'm not gonna let it. I just caught my first felony, unfortunately, for shoplifting, and I was in jail and I detoxed in there, and so I got out of jail yesterday, and me and my whole family have been fighting, you know, and so I made a promise to my mom and my daughter that I would go into Crossroads tomorrow. So I went to court today because that was like, you know, if you get out, and I don't ever go to court, so that was big. That was a good job of me today. I went to court this morning, and then so no failure to appears. So I'm gonna go into Crossroads tomorrow, and hopefully I can change my life around. You know, I'm 30 years old and I'm still doing this shit. Like, it's not okay. It's not normal. My daughter needs me. She didn't ask to be brought in this world, like, you know. But I'm probably gonna shelter the shit out of her and smother her and not let her go to school or to any friends' parties or any slumber parties or anything to the park. She's not allowed to do shit.
Yeah, that's what I do with my kids.
It's gonna be family time all the time. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere, girl.
You're gonna play in the backyard,
yeah,
or in the front yard. That's
exactly. Yeah.
You ain't sleeping over nobody's
Yeah,
house.
Yeah. We'll dig a hole in the backyard. You can go have a swimming pool in there. Like, yeah, no, you ain't going doing shit ever. Like, And then even when you're 18, you still ain't doing shit. So, homeschool you till whatever. That will be the day my daughter decides to do that shit. Oh God. I'll be up her ass. I'll be chasing. I don't give a shit. I'll be on the street then too. If she's on the street, I'm on the street, because I'm not gonna let that happen. Like, that just kills my soul thinking about it. You know, that's why I have to stop. If I don't stop, then she's gonna be like, why could you do it? Like, why are you doing that? You know, I want to be a survivor story, positive, that ends positive. That, you know, just because all that shit happened, she's not gonna let it keep her from, you know, like, you know, hinder her success or anything. And people dwell on that and use that as an excuse. Well, I've been through all this shit. I just can't just, you know, but that's weak, you know. And I gotta stop being weak, because if I don't want my daughter to fall in the same footsteps as me, I have to change the cycle, because I could just hear her saying the same shit as I do. Well, you did it, Mom, like, you know. So, yeah, that's not gonna happen.